Hey, this is Matthew from IOU, and I'm testing this whole YouTube algorithm thing. So I sort of figured Disney's D23 Marvel and Lucasfilm presentation today would be a good way to sort of have some quick thoughts and see if this gets any additional eyeballs on our channel. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's why we test. So check out a new episode of IOU on Monday, September 12th, as the full crew will have a recap on all the key announcements from today. We'll be discussing all of these interesting things, or maybe non-interesting things that came out of this event. But these are just some of my initial reactions to some of the announcements. First, just stream these things live, online, YouTube, wherever. It's beyond dumb to do these big giant events and nobody can see it other than the people in the room. Especially with like Lucasfilm, you're just dropping the trailers immediately afterwards. I mean, just let the whole world watch this shit. It's not like the people in the room are going to be mad, especially since there's no time between when the stuff is announced and the studio itself dropping it on social media. Most of the Marvel stuff wasn't even posted because it was quote-unquote exclusive to D23. Sorry, that's super stupid. The people who are paying you money to subscribe to Disney Plus, allowing you to make money and to make more of these shows, are the people outside of that room. But I digress. Some stuff that I thought was interesting. Star Wars, I'm a Star Wars fanboy, of course, so that was exciting to me. Tales of the Jedi and Bad Batch Season 2, yes, give me anything animated by Dave Filoni, and I'm on board with that. In Dave Filoni, I trust. Tales of the Jedi just looked rad. These apparently are just short 5 to 10 minute animated things, apparently, but seeing Jedi Knight Dooku turning dark side looked pretty cool. And Yaddle in action, man. That's fun for Star Wars fans. We get to see Yaddle swinging a lightsaber around. Mandalorian Season 3 teaser, duh, of course, we're all stoked to watch this. I am here for Katie Sackhoff, Starbuck herself, going full antagonist in this show. I can't wait. Her character and story are great, and I just want to see armies of Mandalorians fighting each other, man. That just, you know, the first 30 seconds or so of the teaser, just recycled shots from the first couple seasons, so we didn't get to see a ton of new footage, but it's still a year out, and it already looks like they upped the budget considerably on this season and just made it much more grander in scope, which I'm looking forward to. Marvel, they discussed Disney Plus shows that they had already previously announced, like Ironheart, Echo, Secret Invasion. Honestly, I've been pretty underwhelmed by the MCU Disney Plus series. Moon Knight is the only one that I really liked, but even then, it had very little actual Moon Knight in it. So right now, I can't really generate a lot of enthusiasm for these shows. And this is another point as to why they need to stream this stuff. When you have the cast and the crew and the filmmakers up there talking about Ironheart or Echo or Secret Invasion, I would like to be able to see that. If I was able to see that and access that as they're sort of describing these things, maybe I would become more excited for them. As it is, you're just sort of seeing stuff on Twitter and clips here and there, and you just don't get that sort of, rapport or engagement. You don't get that sort of engagement with the creative process, and you don't hear why the creators are so excited for you to want to watch these shows. So come on, just stream these things. It only does a detriment to your cause by not doing stuff like that. One thing I will say is Werewolf by Night was announced as sort of a special film dropping next month on Disney Plus. I think it's October 7th, so that's less than a month away at this point. This was easily the coolest thing that Marvel announced, in my opinion. The trailer is wild, black and white, old school, a Universal movie monster sort of looking thing. Kind of had like I don't know if it's like a Most Dangerous Game sort of feel to it. Seemed like there was going to be just a bunch of assassins trapped in a spooky house, and one of them is a monster and they gotta fight. I don't know, it looked really, really cool, and they even showed a quick glimpse of Man-Thing, so that was exciting. It looks something like very different from what Marvel has done previously, so I'm excited to watch Werewolf by Night for sure, and I wonder if Moon Knight will show up in that, because Moon Knight first debuted in a Werewolf by Night comic book back in the 70s, I think. But overall, though, I'm pretty sure the internet is going to say Marvel disappointed everyone. No Fantastic Four casting announcements, no X-Men information, no Deadpool 3. I don't know why, considering the fandom hype that surrounds stuff like this, that you wouldn't just come out ahead of it and say, we're not going to discuss these big things you want, so don't get your hopes up. Because when you don't, you let speculation run rampant, and then when the people don't get what they want, that's all the focus is on. And you do a disservice to these other shows and the creators who worked on them that you're trying to promote, because nobody's talking about them. Only what they didn't get from Marvel, that's where the conversation goes. But still, everybody, you got to keep these things in perspective. We're living in a day and age where we get to see anything like this. If you were to tell 8-year-old me that I'd get to watch like big budget movies of a lot of this kind of stuff, I'd have been the happiest kid in the world. So don't worry, you're going to get your X-Men. It's going to happen. You're going to get your Fantastic Four announcements. It's going to happen. Just because I didn't tell you today, it'll still be okay. The sun will rise tomorrow. Just be patient. So anyway, those are my initial thoughts. Tune into IOU on Monday for more from the crew here at Outpost Unknown.